Hey everybody, welcome back to Horton's Flower Farm. So if you're just joining me for the first time, my name is Claudette. I own and operate a U-Pick flower farm in Zone 7B on Long Island, New York. So today I'm going to be talking to you about a flower that you may not think is a cut flower. It's a new flower that I think they bred for cut flowers just recently, so I'm going to try it out. So I was on Johnny Seed's website and I was looking through cut flowers, and this one popped up as something new, and I thought, wow, this one would be a great one to try. So let's talk about this new flower. So this isn't actually a new flower. So this is a pansy or a viola, and most pansies and violas, as you know, are like a border bed flower. It's short, it fills in areas. It's beautiful and it's very frost tolerant. It's a great flower. You can start it early. It has a quick from seed to flower window, which is like 60 to 70 days, so you get your flower very quickly. So this variety is a variety that grows about 16 inches tall, which is a great height for a cut flower. So I thought, I need to try that. So in my other videos, I hadn't talked about this flower because I didn't even know that they did it like this, that this existed. So you won't see that in my video of what I'm growing this year because I just came across this in the last couple weeks. Isn't that how things go, right? Plans change. So I'm gonna go over the variety that I'll be working with today on the video. So the first one, there's two different varieties, and I'm gonna put a picture up here. It's called the Viola Frizzle Sizzle Yellow. So this is a really pretty variety. It's more with the blues, and the stem on these, what Johnny Seed said was about 12 to 14 inches, a little bit on the shorter side, which is okay. I'm just trying it. A lot of the bouquets that I'm going to be putting this with, I'm going to be putting in shorter bouquets with like tulip and daffodil bouquets. Okay, so that's the back note I want to tell you. So the reason I wanted to try these was I wanted some other flower to go with my tulips and my daffodils that would bloom at the same time. So I thought this one, if we plant it now, will be blooming with my tulips and my daffodils, and it would be great in the bouquet, something extra pretty, delicate to add the bouquet. So this was my idea, that this flower will be for my spring bouquets. Now, that was just my first idea. Then I was like, wait a second, this tolerates all through the frost through the summer, so I might be actually planting some of these out on the farm. So if you're just joining me, you're probably confused. I'm a flower farmer. Doesn't she just have a farm? My farm is an hour away, so it's a little bit hard to get to. I don't deal with spring flowers out on my flower farm. My spring flowers are in my backyard. I do tulips in crates. I do daffodils on the property. So what I'm going to be planting for my pansies and my violas are going to be potting up in my backyard on my property and not on my farm initially. So most of them will be here. I will be maybe trying to plant some out there in the spring just to try them out, see how they go through the summer, how they last. It's very trial and error for the first season on this one because it's just something I picked up a couple weeks ago. So I'm excited about it. Okay, so back to the variety. The Frizzle Sizzle is a little bit on the shorter side from what I read, which is fine because what I'm going to be using them for in the bouquets here will be shorter, so I only bought 50 on that. On the brush strokes, which I'll put up right now, it's a more like yellowy, purpley. I bought 500 of these. So this variety grows a little bit taller, and Johnny Seed says that it's quicker to reach that height of 16 inches. So this variety I will be putting out and trying on the farm because the stem length is a little bit taller. And as you can see, it's beautiful. I think it will look gorgeous with the daffodils. Picture it with the daffodils and the tulips in a bouquet together. So I'm super excited. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is I'm also gonna show you how I will be sowing these in my 200 cell trays and putting them under my grow lights. All right, guys, so now we'll be getting to that part of the video. Okay guys, so I have my bucket, I have my seed starting soil mix, I have some water so I can pre-moisten the soil. This is very exciting because these will be my first seeds of the new year. So I'm gonna get started. So for the seed, the mix, you wanna get yourself I have this right here. You can find it in your local nursery, just something that's good for starting seedlings. It'll say on there. And what you wanna do is you wanna pour it into a bucket like this. You can always add more, so just pre-moisten it as you go. like this. And I'm just gonna moisten the soil. Let's see if I remember how to do this. I'm just kidding. Look at that, definitely needs more. So I'm gonna be seeding in, you know what, I'm not gonna start the whole tray. I'm not gonna seed in all of the 500. I'm probably gonna do, now in each one, they're very small seeds as you're gonna see. So in each cell pack, there might be 2 seeds per. I could do it 2 ways. I could use a toothpick to put 1 in per, or I can put 2 in, and then I could probably pinch them out so there's only 1. I think I'm gonna try and just put 1 in each cell pack. The germination rate on it says 85%, so I'm hoping that that stands true and that I have a really good germination, because I don't have an overabundance of them, so I don't wanna be wasting them, because I would like to have as many as I can. All right, so my soil looks pretty moist. I'm gonna zoom in on this for a second. Okay guys, I just want to show you how the soil is supposed to be nice and moist. So you want it to really kind of stick together a little bit. That's the right type of moisture. You want it to clump up just a little bit. You don't want it to be dry, like, see, this is dry and falling apart, right? You want it to be moist enough so that it holds form a little bit. That's the correct moisture level that we're looking for. Just like that. Okay guys, so here is the 200 cell pack. I'm not going to be filling all of them up. It's a bottom watering, no holes in the bottom. So the water goes bottom instead of overhead. So I'm just going to take the soil and probably fill up about a third, maybe a half. Maybe I'll seed in about 100. So I kind of just put them in there like that, like this. Okay, and then what I like to do, since it's not pushed in, I kind of just push, as you can see, like this. When you go like this, you'll see that they're not filled all the way. So you want to do this and push them down. This is kind of just how I do it. I just push them like this. And then once I do that, and usually the sides have the least amount for some reason, then I go over it one more time with the top layer, and that usually fills in what I missed there. So that's my little trick for filling in the cell pack so they're nice and full. Okay, that looks good. So let me get the seeds and we'll do that next. Okay guys, so the seeds say that you want to put them lightly covered. So what I found with lightly covered is you do want to be very lightly covered on that, but you want like some soil touching the seed too. Because last year I forgot what I seeded in and it said lightly covered, and I was worried that it needed, these don't need light to germinate, but that one needed light to germinate. Okay guys, so as you can see, I seeded them all in. I left a line in between here. Okay guys, so as I was talking, my camera died. So I was covering them with lightly covering them with soil, and my camera died. So now they're covered lightly with soil, but all I did was I took the soil like this and I sprinkled it on top like that. And then I just pressed it gently and cover them lightly with soil, just so there's a little bit touching them. So that's basically how you cover them lightly with soil. The other thing I said in the video is that these now, they don't need light to germinate, so they will not be going on my grow rack yet. They'll be going in the dark, and they need a cooler temperature for germination. So let me tell you about that. Okay guys, so the ideal temperature for them to germinate is around 65 degrees. So you don't need a heat mat to put these on. For darkness, usually I actually don't even cover them. Last year when I seeded plants that needed the dark to germinate, I just didn't put them under the grow lights. I left the windows closed in my room here so the light couldn't get in, and that was perfectly fine. I didn't cover them with anything. So I'm just gonna leave them like this because that's the way that it worked last year for me. So hopefully that's the way that it works. If it doesn't germinate, I might changed that a little bit, but here's hoping that that holds true for the other plants that germinated the same way. All right, guys, so I'll be doing videos to catch up on the progress of this, but I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you want to try these varieties, they were from Johnny Seeds. It was the Frizzle Sizzle and the Brushstrokes Viola, and hopefully you guys try it out. Let me know how it goes, and I'll see you guys in the next video.